Hello and welcome to Trish Rock Inspires podcast. This is series 8, Frequency First, Then Reality. This is a space for grounded conversations about peace, frequency, and conscious living, and how our inner state quietly shapes the reality we experience. There's nothing to fix here, just space to pause, reflect, and realign. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to the Trish Rock Inspires podcast. And this is the first one for 2026. I'm so happy to be back and bringing you some inspired conversations and my bedazzled microphone. Compliments of my beautiful friend Jane. I'm so excited. So this year and this season, I'm beginning with a simple truth. Frequency comes first, then reality follows. No effort, no pressure, and not fixing yourself in any way because you don't need to. There is nothing wrong with you, right? Frequency. And when I say frequency, I'm not talking about something abstract or unreachable. I'm talking about your inner state, your nervous system, the way your body feels living inside your life, right? And what frequency you are radiating outward, because that frequency is then what creates your reality. So most people are trying to change outcomes, trying to change their reality, right? While still staying in the same internal state. And in the same frequency. It's like I say in my book, The Peace Process. You cannot create a new reality while you are still behaving as the old persona. It just does not work. You need to shift the frequency of how you are to be the reality that you are now choosing, right? And so this series is about doing less pushing, right? And aligning more because it is about alignment. So we've been taught that change comes from effort, from doing more, trying harder, fixing what feels broken. And I know I pull myself up in my own life constantly with things like this when I'm writing affirmations or when I'm creating mantras, especially when it's around money. And you might do this too. And your statements will always have the word earn in it. You know, I'm now earning, or I love earning, right? That's effort. It's effort. So watch that word as well in your vocabulary. But, you know, so many people are also doing all the right things and still feeling stuck, tired, or misaligned. And I've been there as well. And that's because reality doesn't respond to effort first. It responds to frequency. It responds to your frequency, what you are putting out there. And when I talk about frequency, I'm not talking about something mystical or unreachable, right? I'm talking about your inner state, the emotional and nervous system tone that you're living from most of the time. Most of the time. Your frequency is how your body feels waking up in the morning. It's the state you return to after a good day or a bad one. It's the background hum of your life. Because let's face it, life is a roller coaster. But if you can have a baseline frequency that is lifting you to your new reality, then those ups and downs in life or every day, you can still come back to the frequency that is serving you the best. So, most people are trying to create a new reality from the same internal state, the same frequency, the same energy that created the old one. And as I said before, the old persona will just keep creating the same reality, right? And that is not a failure, though. It's just simply how it works. Simply how it works. A stressed system recreates stress. A guarded system recreates limitation. And a rushed system recreates urgency. And those are what you will then see flowing into your life, right? And you'll go, where did that come from? Well, it's the old persona recreating. So when we talk about change, the real question isn't what should I do differently? It's what state am I creating from? And this is where peace becomes relevant. Not just as an outcome, but as a starting point. Because if you're trying to create from chaos, you'll create more chaos. Peace stabilizes the system. It allows coherence, and coherence is what reality responds to. So when your inner world becomes more regulated and more present, more spacious, life begins to reorganize around that signal, around that frequency. It's not instant, although sometimes it can be. It's not dramatic, although sometimes it can be. But it is reliable, right? This is why frequency comes first. Your frequency, the persona of the new reality. How is that persona radiating, vibrating, thinking, feeling, being? Yeah. You don't force a new reality. You have to become congruent with it, and reality will meet you there. So ask yourself this question. What frequency am I living from most days? And you can just notice. You don't need to fix because I know there'll be a whole lot of stuff going on in the mind there. Even when I ask it to myself, what frequency am I living in most days? I immediately go to oh, this isn't working, or, the chaos, some drama. But if those are only small snippets of the day, what's the underlying frequency that you are living from most days? And it will be conscious and it will be intentional. Yeah. So noticing will actually help with the shift. It actually will begin the shift because your awareness will start everything rolling. Your awareness is key here. So once again, ask yourself this question, and maybe you might like to write it down, have it in front of you. in several places in your house, right? What state am I creating from most of the time? And just notice. Don't judge yourself, don't criticize. Just notice. And just that one awareness will help you shift your frequency to the higher frequency, to the frequency of the new persona that is living the reality that you want to bring in. I'd love to know how you not feel about this, but I'd love to know what resonated for you with this, because sometimes, especially if you're like me over the last decade or so, it can really feel like I've got to try, I've got to push, I have to earn, I have to do. But the total flip here is, what if I could just be aware, be a better frequency, be a higher frequency, be a more aligned frequency to the reality that I now choose to live. And so I hope this has helped in some way today to really help you move forward from a place of struggle and doing things the hard way to a little bit more ease around the importance of finding peace and then creating a reality from there. Thank you for joining me in this episode. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Trish Rock Inspires podcast. If you loved this episode, please share, subscribe, or leave a review. It helps reach more people to help them step into their most empowered selves. If you'd like to learn more about the work that I do and how perhaps we could play together, please visit my website at trishrock.com.